the Dose of Education. I'm your host, Ate Reg, and today we have a very fascinating topic to discuss. After receiving some insightful comments on our YouTube channel, we are diving into the world of aerial cabling work. So we've covered telecommunication system, DSL, fiber optics, and cable dump. So this topic is not new to us, so it's a perfect fit for our ongoing discussion. So today, we are taking a unique approach by doing a commentary video on how aerial cabling works. Joining me as a special guest is Mr. Ryan Magno, an expert installer with 5 years of experience in the field. Together, we will watch a video showcasing aerial cable installations and provide our reactions and insights into this intricate process. Let's give a warm welcome to our spontaneous guest for this episode, Mr. Ryan Magno.
Hello everyone!
Welcome, Mr. Magno. I hope that you're having a great day. Okay na ba mag-unload?
Of course, bisa dito traffic, bisa dito, wala ko sa EDSA, but still, nakahito din.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Salamat single time.
And of course, partner, June na karon, na humana June ang summer, and today, ulan-ulan na po na hapon.
What about summer na po?
Enjoy na itong summer.
Okay, yes,
I hope feeling great.
yes. I hope that you are ready sa atong content for this episode.
Yes, I'm so ready.
So, we're going to watch a video, di ba, right? Because you're stores, or I guess makarelate you ka sa itong video na nagkakaroon.
Of course, yes.
So before we watch the video that you would my dearest guest, let's unravel the mysteries of when aerial cabling becomes a practical option for cable installation. So, those are the practical option ang aerial cabling. So, in areas with challenging terrain like an even or rocky landscape, deploying towers or poles for aerial cabling emerges as a more efficient choice. So, kung ang lugar is very rocky siya, very makilid, so very practical option mismo ang aerial cabling. Also, practical po ang aerial cabling if it is the preference of the client. So, if binaan si client ang aerial cabling ang gusto, so mag-option na po mismo ang contractor na aerial cabling yung buhaton. So, now let's watch the video, Mr. Ryan.
Now showing. Alright, so yes, first of all, on the video that being presented, it makes me emotional because I experienced that actually. And I'm so happy that we are featured in your podcast. It's an honor actually. So it is like we are recognized as a professional installer. And of course, this is also a beginning for those international. It will give them additional information and guidance for them to continue their passion in terms of installing.
Yes, I am also happy that you're here and you're able to promote, and give light to your installer, like Representative Gabale sa mga installers.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that through this platform is makaspread light na sa atong mga installers, like mag-give sila o like ma-honor sila ba through this platform na to. So I did some research on this, so I can relate to the video para makarin po niyo. So this is also ng aerial cabling. So, yeah.
Yeah, I am overwhelmed. So until now, I didn't expect that this will get happen. Actually, until now, wala akong move on because I didn't expect that in all my life, my experience na ako in this kind of spotlight. This is a spotlight actually, and I overwhelmed, and I'm so much for that. So let's talk about our discussion about the video. So I don't want to cry. Actually, I don't want to.
I feel like Mr. So, as we witness the video, the process of the aerial cabling, so let's delve into the crucial details of transporting poles for installation, ensuring that poles exceed the vehicle overhang limits and are securely loaded onto carriers is essential to prevent any mishap during transit. So, makita natin sa video na dapat sa pag-transport or transfer sa mga poles is dapat na siya limited na overhang, hindi siya maglaylay at the end of the vehicle. So,
yes, of course, G. So that is actually a meticulous code. So uploading procedure plays a vital role in ensuring the safety and efficiency of the installation process. So from unfastening of the installation process, from unfastening the poles gently, placing them on the ground, of course. So every step must be executed calculated with precision. So precisely is very important to avoid any damage to the poles or injuries to the installers. Of course, we need to secure the safety of the installer at the same time the pole.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Ryan. So moving on to the pole handling ratios, the guidelines for the number of personnel required based on pole length and safety measures for climbing ladders are fundamental for a seamless and secure installation experience. Kasi pasabutan ni Mr. Ryan, so nano pole handling measure, saan na siya dahil?
Actually, Eugene, in every pole, there's a specific size of a pole. Of course, we need manpower for that. In specific size of pole, there's a specific manpower to handle that kind of particular pole. So, for example, from the 7-meter pole, we need 4 people to handle that particular pole. It's because kung dili siya ubat ka buo, of course, the kamugaton sa pole versus the manpower or the force of the individual na dili siya makaya. So there's specific manpower or individual na mo carry on the pole. And another one is from 8-meter pole, kinahanglan siya of 6 people or individual na mo at dili siya makasabat, dili na siya makasabat to carry on the pole with care. Okay, di ba? Ako yung kaya niya ba? Aga siya sa gram. And at the same time, from 9 pole to 8 people. So, kung makaya sa 8 people, from 9 meter, of course. So, from 9 meter to 8 people. So, there are times or instances, since there's di ba, medyo bugat-bugat na rin siya, kahit 9 meter. Imagine the 9 meter. So, we need mechanical aid or those mechanical equipments like a crane or inip niya ang pole to carry the postage. And another one is from 10-meter pole, of course, hindi na siya kaya, di ba? Kinahanglan na equipments,
crane,
same with 11 meters, of course, mechanical aid na ta. So, it is actually not the standards. It is actually for safety compliance, the protocols that we need to properly implement or follow in our work site.
Yes.
Our concern is the safety of the people and at the same time to provide quality or standard pole. And actually, it is such a maintaining 3-point contact.
So, 3-point Mr. Ryan.
In 3-point contact, for example, when climbing ladders,
one is about life sa installer na.
and wearing safety belts. So, dapat natin 3-point contacts with that. So, it is actually a non-negotiable in aerial works to safeguard the well-being of the team members. Hindi na siya negotiable, but this is actually the compliance, not compliance, but necessary to implement at the same time to apply or to follow by the individuals.
So, thank you so much for that, for explaining. So, transitioning to the critical phase of survey and gathering of information. Of course, before doing or commencing any aerial work, any transportation of poles, installs of pole, a comprehensive route survey of information is needed, di ba? Dapat mag-survey yung daan sa lugar. So, here's the video. Kita natin na they are gathering the accurate information according sa ruta na ilaang ditoan, observeran. So, they identify the obstacles and then they note the vital landmarks. Mga landmarks is sorry na
Those are especially the potential hazards.
Yeah, so here in the video we saw the survey tools and equipment na ginagamit nila, like the GPS devices, measuring tools, and safety gears to ensure that there is a thorough assessment of the installation area.
Actually, hindi ko na siya. So, you need to do these things. You need to do those things actually in the according to the videos, or because if you get this accurate these types of information, like for example photographs those obstacles, those potential.
So why do we use photographs?
These photographs will serve as evidence that we truly conduct survey. So this will serve as evidence so that in my part, since I am a worker, so we have a boss in our company. So actually, those potential hazards since I'm a worker, then those obstacles among the video or the photograph will send to the authorities or to our manager or to the bosses for them to provide certain actions in order for the obstacles, if possible, na ma-clear yun siya.
Para thoroughly ang mga installation.
And then, aside from that is to identify landmarks with the help of the camera, digital camera. We need digital camera, not just cell phone, but if you have, since we are professional, we do professional work, of course, we need digital camera job, DSLR.
Yes.
So, landmarks, the road repairs, we need also to seek those informations related to that, because if mag-conduct another construction here, then ang isa pa in the area is nagkanda of another construction, it will actually cause another problems, another pollutions, di ba? We have what we call noise pollutions, because your workers in our company cannot also do particular jobs if there are na ay mga barriers, like for example, or na ay mga obstacles, or like pollutions, and hazards. Possible, di ba? Kahit nakonsak rin, nakonsak na direct. So, there are flash sounds or mga potential hazards na pwede natin experience. And aside from that, we need also to conduct DCP test. Pag itong whole ground na siya. Another one is to conduct the DCP test along the road. So, we're not just actually surveying the ground, but also the capability of the soil to support our possible people. And also, we need to describe the topography and ground conditions. Diba? Mountain ranges. How would you actually describe the condition itself? We have also to note the nearest town for sourcing materials. Diba? Since we are going to work to create site or construction area, so we need also to know those paligaanan sa buong areas para easy access.
Dali ka.
Biyahe, mas dali na siya sa lupa. And at the same time, hindi siya pala sa mas kasi ay practical dun na karoon eh. Specifically, inflation is still on experiencing sa individual. And emergency services. Kung mahintong ka natin dapat, mas doon siya o community clinics, or in case of emergency, like for example, police, fire officers, we need that. Or not just for to the accomplishments, to the safety of our projects, but also for us to achieve the quality and at the same time provide better service to our potential customers.
So, sir, able to explain the surveying and gathering information sa ruta. So, since as an installer, can you ensure na nabuhat ito ninyong tanan from the very first step to the very last step, nabuhat ito ninyong tanan?
Yes, actually, this is a meticulous process. So, by not following from the beginning to the during and the after, we will not actually succeed on that particular installation. So, we need to follow the step-by-step process. Also, the pre-install meeting serves as a pivotal moment to discuss a survey result. So, after, diba, we conduct survey. So, we need also to conduct meeting for us to discuss what have you gathered during your pag-survey anak particular area na ito ang instalan. And also, this will serves as another information for the pooling sites, logistics, ito mga in charge for not just for the money, but also for those individuals na mag-prepare of materials. And the kantidad sa mga and of course, we need also the logistics para sa mga necessary things na dapat ma-prepare. And that is actually part of the logistics. And at the same time, the vital aspect of the installation process, the setting stage for a well-coordinated and efficient aerial building in the board. So dapat from nakipag-meeting na ta, of course, as a worker, we need to coordinate to our boss, then our boss will contact those authority, like DDNR, if this place is actually suitable or particular pole for that. This is a project, company project. And we need also to provide assistance. I ask assistance from our national authority, especially the agency, most specifically to the DENR. Okay?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Magno. Salamat po sa mga insights sa pagkataas, ang pagka-detail, at salamat Yana. So let's move on na sa another phase sa video nagpakita. So inspecting wooden poles before planting is critical to ensure structural integrity, checking for the defects, the damages, or termites if there's any, and to ensure proper end fittings is essential. So digging poles with the correct tools and dimension is very essential or vital to provide a stable foundation for the poles. Our audience may not clearly see the video, but they use holding tools such as pick mantle, that's right, the shovel, the crowbar, the sledgehammer, and as well as the earth augers. Kailangan earth augers, sir?
Yes. Ang earth augers is the one that we're going to use if we're going to kalog the yuta. Actually, sa earth augers, yes, ginagamit yun na siya sa amuhan company. So, actually, karon we are in a digital age. Karon, mga digital naman, di ba? Every company mag-invest na digital, mga chargeables na, mga batteries. But sa ako na upside is actually, ang gasolinaan ito, ang mag-gasoline then, ano na siya. So, once you start, take the start, dayon, tutuloy din siya to dig soil. Wala siya.
So, there is a length of the pole na follow the height. So, pag tanong ito sa pole is not siya depth. So, dire, if the pole is 6 meter, so yung plant depth is supposed to be 0.9 meters up. So, if 7 meter to 8 meter, the plant depth is 0.9. And if 9 meter and lower the pole, the plant depth should be 1.5 meter. Okay.
And of course, partner, actually hosts, Regine, Regine actually, I forgot the name, di ba mag-start ng baking. That is actually part of sa mga tools man to. But during the work process, nalitan ako rin sa survey and during the work process, maggamit yung tao na itong code, atong wire signage, to give awareness, to alert signals, to alert the vehicles, for those individuals na muagin na mga area for them to be aware that we are on the working process. But we need also to note these things, Regine. So in digging holes, actually holes na ta, digging na ta. So in digging holes, we need to excavate centered holes per survey. So,
survey peg.
So per survey peg. And at the same time, maintain recommended hole diameter, which is, there is actually the hole diameter, which is 400 mm per millimeter. So, and we need to measure the depth from lowest ground point, and we do a concrete, we will do a concrete. So, from cement to the concrete. So, setting only for extreme conditions, like where holes cannot be excavated to be specified, and deep, to be specified depth. An arrangement between contractor client can be reached for poles to be set in a concrete. So, not yung arrangement.
Concrete ang piyon sa client.
Pwede concrete, but we need to consider the quality of the concrete. Like, if tigwang na siya, or dugay na siya nagamit, we don't need to reuse that, but we need to use another new one.
So the other factors to consider if you're gonna use the concrete in digging the pole holes.
Other factors to consider is actually it may be necessary in challenging soil conditions when seeking pole in a concrete in challenging soil conditions like sand or rocky areas. So we need also to use concrete in that time. Kaya diba, rocky naman siya, tingin dyan nato lisod na siya kalutong gym. So, to be practical at the same time, to maintain na practical siya, and also to ma-realize na ito ang pagtukod sa kakunan ng hardwares. There is alternative, which is the concrete. And, but also, only new wooden poles sa masukigon kaniya, bago lang, wooden good poles should be used. So the hole should be rectangular with a diameter, kaya minimal yan and wide enough to accommodate 85 millimeter of concrete around the pole. So the concrete mixture is comprising 1 part cement. So 1 part cement, maybe
Ano yung ratio niya?
1 part, isang sako, for example, isang sako na yung cement ko. 1 part cement, then 3 part sand. So from isang sako, then apay 3 parts sako, kung kasako, balas. So, and also 3 parts crushed stone, itong raba. Diba? Itong mga sa class A, sa mga paano na siya, sa mga Bisaya, class A na sa, para sa tuka, ginagawa ko ng raba or block. Crushed stone that should not be compacted around, hindi siya compacted around the pole, but per job, thoroughly with a wooden stick until the hole is filled to ensure stability and durability. So, i-fill natin siya with those mentioned possible measurement of mixtures.
So those are the necessary requirements then mga factors that to consider if you are going to use concrete in the pole digging process. So that is very insightful ng mga details no about sa pole digging. So Mr. Ryan, I guess that is the end of the video documentary.
No, not yet. Not yet. So for our viewers, we need to discuss the pole spacing and span lengths. Not by pole spacing, and we also have to secure the span lengths. So span length, just a bit of short lang niya. Okay ko ba nila allergy? So puslan na we don't have time, but also we need ako na siyang i-share because this is necessary for our viewers, especially for our potential individuals. So, okay, in maintaining a uniform span length is recommended in pole spacing, debating only when necessary due to factors unlike uneven terrain. So, necessary to factors like uneven terrain, so sharp bends or hazardous locations. So, adjusting the span length may involve adding extra force or omitting poles to ensure optimal installation. And aside from that, the span lengths vary based on the 83 meters. So from the 83 meters, medium spans at 250 meters, and at the same time, long spans expanding up to 500 meters. So, di ba? Pakita niyo mo ba? Na siya estimated na and catering to the specific needs and challenges of the area building installation process. Excuse me. Grabe, actually, partner, nabusog ko sa inyo na ako ganyan mo nito. Agubang. Grabe, pinala ko ba?
So you discussed the span lengths and recommending mga lengths niya na i-consider, no? So, wrapping up our commentary, Mr. Magno, what would you say is the most challenging in your work, in the aspect of area cable installation or area cable works based on your extensive experience as an installer?
Actually, as a fresh graduate, 3 years ko rin dito. During my 3 years experience, actually one of the problem, the challenge here is the meticulous process. I have asked what I have mentioned.
Because very taas, very thorough yung process sa installation, sunod na lang sa mag-transfer sa mga poles, sa pole digging, sa abundance.
From the actually, kung if we are going to proceed to the work na dyan, sa work na din siya, mag-install na to the actual installing, okay na siya because we are going to follow safety procedures. But in some point, John, the most challenge here is the execution, specifically during the site survey. After the survey, we should not only in the work process sa actual pag-install sa pole, but also before installing the pole sa survey palandaan, there is a specific naman investigation.
That's very long and very exhausting process of surveying and gathering accurate information about sa ruta na before mag-install. So, magpapos ka, Mr. Ryan, and let's take a break by watching a video provided by our channel. So, let's watch this.
Cellphone ba ang hanap mo? Yung pangmatagalan? The Novix 21 Hot Mobile is what you need. Keep unsighted at bay with a bigger battery that lasts longer with AI power technology. Reliable, durable, and remarkable for only 29,999 pesos. What are you waiting for? Buy now!
So welcome back, guys. And before I talk about sa gathering information, and now we'll transition to the inspecting of poles and sa wooden poles na itong gamiton.
The execution of every detail. So that's actually the challenge. So from full inspection to settings in concrete and determining the span lengths. And at the same time, most significant challenges is the attention to detail. So, and coordination. So, because those are key to overcoming the challenges and delivering a robust aerial cabling network. So, robust, ito itong mga grabe ka massive work or task that needs specific process that we need to be done. And at the same time, I'm proud of myself actually. I'm proud of myself to share this kind of challenges because these challenges and how we soar past those challenges, how we succeed in our company. Actually, I can see that our company is far from what we are started before. So, dahil na dyan ang nakuha sa ating company because we are trusted pole installer in the Misamis Occidental. And actually, the Misamis Oriental is contacted us. The government, the LG, the local government unit of the Misamis.
Oh, that's very impressive, Mr.
Yes, that is one of our achievements.
Congratulations on your milestone of your career as an installer. So, thank you, Mr. Ryan, for sharing your details about your work, about your experiences as an installer, and it's been a pleasure of having you on this show.
It's an honor.
Thank you for representing all of the installers and sharing how hard your work is and sharing what is the world of work as an installer.
Yes, this is a real world scenario.
Yes, you're very grateful to our dearest installers because without them, we can't enjoy the internet. We can surf the internet without you as the installers of fiber optic network or structures. Yeah, so, and that concludes our very insightful commentary in aerial cabling works.